Hello, I'm Jennifer Kent, Vice President of Research with Parks Associates, and I'm so pleased to be joined today by Ann Ferguson, who's the Vice President of Marketing with Alarm.com. Hi, Ann, how are you?
Hi, Jennifer. I'm doing very well. Good to see you today.
Good to see you as well. Thanks so much for sharing your time and insights with us today. We wanted to learn from Alarm.com's perspective, from your perspective, what industry and consumer trends you're seeing that are really shaping the residential security space right now.
There are so many. It's really been an exciting time to be in this space because there are so many technological advances happening at the same time. Consumers are really ramping up their adoption of security and smart home services. So, really exciting time to be in this space. And a couple of the things that we've seen evolving over the last year plus, and that we think will continue for the next year, are around things like thinking beyond just perimeter protection. So historically, as consumers thought about security, it was primarily around protecting the outside of their home and making sure bad guys didn't get into the home. But increasingly, smart home services are able to help consumers protect everything inside the home as well and to understand what's happening inside the home. So whether it's protection from water damage and leaks or mold in the home, for example. They're just new ways of thinking about protection beyond just that very traditional sort of perimeter protection, which is obviously still very important. Another area of tremendous growth, I think not surprisingly, has been in video. Certainly, newer cameras and technologies like video analytics that make video services so much more useful for consumers have really helped to drive demand. And certainly, the doorbell camera has been a tremendous new use case for consumers, and the adoption of that service has just been, I think, beyond what really anyone would have imagined. But what that's done is it's also gotten consumers thinking about other ways that video can be useful. And in particular, we're seeing an increased adoption and excitement around other interior video use cases. So, similar to what I was saying about security, video for a long time was just used for exterior perimeter protection. But now, especially these days, when a lot of us are still at home, we are working from home, we are schooling our children from home, thinking about indoor video use cases where I can do things like be in one room of the house, but quickly use video to check in and make sure that my kids are actually online and in school the way that they should be. A year ago, that's not something that I would have considered, and now it's invaluable to me. So think we're starting to see a lot more in the way of utility around interior video use cases. And then one of the last areas that really has an impact on everything that we're doing is thinking about the impact of AI and how that is fueling so much in the way of efficiency and greater usefulness of smart home and security services. And I'll just give one quick example. One of the features that Alarm.com offers is called unexpected activity alerts. And with that feature, the system in the home starts to learn what normal patterns look like. And then when anything unusual happens, you'll automatically get an alert about that. So, for example, early on in COVID, actually, it was one of the first days that we were home. I got an unexpected activity alert that my patio door had opened in mid afternoon, around 2 o'clock, I think. And that was very unusual. That wouldn't have normally happened on a weekday, but the system recognized that was unusual and immediately let me know. And the great thing about that is I didn't have to set up a whole lot of complex rules to get that notification. The system just automatically knew and it was able to understand what was normal. And when something unusual happened, it let me know very quickly. So, again, just an incredibly useful feature and something that is a good example of how AI is really making smart home more useful, accessible, and I think safer for consumers as well.
Yeah, one of the knocks on the earlier generation of smart home solutions is that they may have been connected but not smart yet.
Yeah.
So, are you seeing the technology evolve such that it is becoming more intuitive and intelligent and really solving some pain points for consumers?
Absolutely, and that's I think you hit the nail on the head in terms of where AI can really be beneficial for consumers. One of the other things that we've seen really significant adoption of has been a feature called Scenes, where it's very simple, but it's just a single tap in the app that allows multiple different things to happen at the same time. So, for example, a wake up scene, I can simply tap in the app, and then I can have relevant doors unlock, the security system can disarm, certain lights can turn on. And it just makes it easier. That's one tap instead of 4 or 5 taps. And I can customize those scenes very specifically to my home, my family, and to our needs. So, rather than having to open up 5 different apps to do 5 different things, I've got this singular experience where all the different smart devices are working in concert with one another to deliver a great experience for me.
Yeah, and that ease of use and the customization is really where the rub has come, because no household's the same, no house layout is the same. Different households have different numbers of household family members, and so trying to make it easy to customize is really a difficult thing. Well, what do you think the next phase in the smart home looks like?
I think it's going to be a continued evolution of bringing more and more into the fold. If we go back probably 5, 6, 7 years ago, I don't think that most of us in the security industry could have imagined that we would be talking about water protection solutions, for example, or connected car solutions. But we really are able to take so many different mission critical systems in the home, and now even with something like car outside of the home, and connect them all together. And we're really excited to continue to see that happening.
Yeah, that ecosystem does seem to continue to grow and expand and push the boundaries of what's included in the smart home. So, very exciting to watch. Thank you, Anne, for joining us today and giving us a little bit of your thoughts of how this market is shaping and growing. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Always happy to talk with you.